Hello everyone, it's Wednesday. If I gotta do a little Bluetooth video for you guys. Bluetooth is a very complicated thing. I was doing some research on it, and I'll tell you what, this Bluetooth stuff is very. You could do a whole 5 hour live stream on this stuff, but I tried to condense it down as best I could. Plus, the trouble with me making videos is I have a 1 terabyte hard drive, and it's almost full. So if I record a video, put it on the hard drive, then upload it to YouTube, then I have to keep it short. So until I get some more storage, I'm going to have to keep these videos really short, which I don't think that's a problem with most people. I don't think they like very long videos, but I'll try to keep this as short as I can. I know I don't want to go overboard on my storage and have to start all over again. I've already tried to do this 3 times. I had to condense everything down so that I can fit it on there. But first off, I want to say thank you to our monthly Patreon members, Mike, Baby Yoda, Dan, Kimon, Paul, Gene, Troy, and Adrian. And don't forget, we have the merch store where you can buy stuff to help donate to the channel also. And we also have the PayPal. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share on social media the videos. Got some more stuff that's going to be coming into works for you guys. So if you have any special topic you want me to do on, just let me know also. So let's get on with this topic here. Let's see. Yep. There we go. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that enough. Let me zoom it in just a little bit more so you can see it. Okay, so talk about Bluetooth. Bluetooth is like the big thing. So there's a lot of different things from the old way to the new way, showing you how it's going to transpire from then. There's a lot of history on it. I mean, I could sit here and go in detail about how they made the symbol for the Bluetooth symbol, who developed it, and all the different people involved, all that. Yeah, like I said, it'd be a 5 hour live stream or a 5 hour video if I did that. So I had to cut a lot of this out. So we'll just keep it simple here. All right, so we all know what Bluetooth is. It's a wireless technology standard used for exchanging data between fixed and mobile devices over short distances using short wavelength radio waves in the industrial, scientific, and medical radio band. And that is 2.4 gigahertz to 2.480 gigahertz. And as we know, that is also the Wi-Fi band. So basically, Bluetooth shares your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. And I'll get to you in a minute to explain how that's possible. So, so basically, they're building the personal area networks. It's originally conceived as a wireless alternative to the RS-232 data cables. So basically, Bluetooth was made to eliminate the wire, which means, that's where you go wireless. You get rid of the wire and you go wireless. It transmits over the airs. Bluetooth is managed by a special interest group, which is more than 35,000 member companies of telecommunication, computing, and networking, and consumer electronics. Yeah, it's a lot of people involved in this stuff. This is a worldwide standard as well. And it's also by the IEEE standardized Bluetooth as 802.15.1. And if you remember when I did my live stream the other day talking about Wi-Fi, guess what? It's kind of like almost the same standard. Wi-Fi is just made for, it's more data. It's got more bandwidth and more data. So this, you got faster speeds and more bandwidth. It's mainly a data transfer thing is Wi-Fi. Bluetooth is just a connection thing. Just the thing to eliminate the wires. Bluetooth SIG oversees the development of specific specification, manages qualification program, protects the trademarks. A manufacturer must meet Bluetooth SIG standards. SIG is special interest group. So there's standards to it. So people can't just go and make their own thing. Kind of like the bad thing we got about, 5G right now. Of course, don't want to get me wound up on that thing, because if I start talking about 5G, you know what's going to happen. It's like, ah! Yeah, the skunk apes are going to come out. Yeah, we don't want them skunk apes to come out because you say the word 5G too many times and they're going to come after you. So we don't want that to happen. But anyways, you can't have people doing things the wrong way and their way and lying it, manipulating it to make it do all kinds of crazy stuff because it's just not right. And the 5G standard is just that. There's no standard. It's just here's an icon to throw up on your phone to screw everybody up. Well, at least with Bluetooth standards, there's standards here. You have to meet all this stuff to do it. You can't say, "Oh, I got Bluetooth 5.2" when you really don't have version 5.2. And I'm going to get that here in a minute. There's actually different versions, and each one has different specifications and different profiles and all that. So you can't just go out and just say, "Oh, I got version 5.2" if you really don't have it. So it's a patented technology also, which it's licensed to individuals qualifying, so manufacturers can make this stuff. So as of 2009, of course, this is back, a while back. Bluetooth integrated circuit chip approximates 920 million units annually. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff there. All right. The idea for the name was proposed in 1997 by Jim Kardash of Intel. So actually, the Bluetooth name, see there, it's got something to kind of do with Intel a little bit there. So, who developed a system who would allow mobile phones to communicate with computers. So, isn't that pretty cool? At the time of this proposal reading, Bangson's historical novel Long Ships about Vikings and King Harold Bluetooth. And of course, there's the logo part. The logo part here, it's a little blue symbol here. It's a bind rune merging with the younger Farthank runes, Hagel and Bjarkan, or Barkan. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, that's how they come. So you see the little symbol here. So they took this little symbol and then this little symbol, and they put them together, and now you have that, and they put it in a blue oval. That's how they did it. So if you ever wondered about that. Bluetooth operates on frequencies between 2402 to 2480, and it has a guard band on it, 2 megahertz wide at the bottom and 3.5 megahertz wide at the top. That's to keep the interference down in the band and everything like that. It's a globally unlicensed but not regulated since it's low power, so the FCC doesn't have to get along. So it's an unlicensed band. I mean, there is certain FCC requirements to do this, so that you can't go over a certain amount of power, wattage. You got the SAR, specific absorption rate you got to worry about. Because if you have too much of that, yeah, then you can have some frying going on in your brain. The last thing you want is a Bluetooth headset to be, like a microwave and fry your brain, like 5G does, of course. All right, so here's how it works. It uses a radio technology called frequency hopping spread spectrum, is what that is. Basically, it has 79 Bluetooth channels. Each has a bandwidth of about 1 megahertz. And it performs 1,600 hops per second. Okay? So imagine this. 1,600 times every second, it changes between these 79 channels. So it tries to find the best 40 channels out of the 79. So that's pretty lightning fast. So it picks up the 40 channels that's best. It pairs them all together, and then that's how your data stream is. So it's constantly changing. So that's why it's called frequency hopping spread spectrum, because it spreads across the whole spectrum and it jumps around. So let's say you turn your microwave on and it causes interference on a certain part of that band. Well, the frequency yeah, it's a tongue twister now. Frequency hopping, let's just say FHSS, or spread spectrum. Let's just say that. So what it does is it hops around and finds the empty channel. So it's an empty channel, it'll put it there. So it finds the 40 empty channels, and then it sends out your broadcast. So it's pretty cool stuff. Originally, the Guyson, however you say that, frequency shift keying modulation was the only modulation scheme available. But since the introduction of Bluetooth 2.0 version plus EDR, which means enhanced data rate, different quadrature phase shifting keying, and See, now we're getting all this complicated stuff here, which you guys are lost in. I don't even understand half this stuff. I'm not no engineer and all this stuff, but this is how it works. It has DPSK modulation, which also you use between compatible devices, and GFSK are said to be operating basic rate mode. So then your EDR came out, which made it better. So as you see, your numbers are going up, giving you more data transmission, 2 to 3 megabits. 2019, Apple published an extension called HDR, which supports data rates up to 8 megabits per second. So yeah, I bet you didn't realize that Bluetooth was that fast. So yeah, so Bluetooth is a little fast here. Bluetooth is a packet-based protocol with a master-slave architecture. The above excludes Bluetooth Low Energy introduced in 4.0. Yeah, we'll get to that. Here's the ranges of Bluetooth devices by class. Class 1 all the way to Class 4. Now, as you see the milliwatts here, see the Class 1? That's a higher output. See? Well, you go by the decibels here. The bigger the number, so 20 decibels is 100 milliwatts, which is about a tenth of a watt. So it's very, very low power. So you get down here to Class 4, it's really, really, it's really weak stuff. So it just depends on what the needs is and how far it needs to do. Bluetooth is a standard wire replacement communications protocol designed for low power consumption with a short range based low cost transceiver microchips in each device. Because the device uses a radio broadcast communication, they know how to be visual line of sight of each other. So it actually goes through some walls and buildings and objects and stuff like that. So, but the more line of sight you have, of course, the better you are. Class 3 radios have range up to only 3 feet. So the Class 1 ranges are a lot further. Like I think it's 30 feet is what it goes to. Now, then you also have Bluetooth profiles, which I'll talk about that here in a second. But here's like the first thing that really got the most popular thing with Bluetooth was headsets. So you wouldn't have to have the wire connected to your phone and connected to your ears. So you wouldn't have to worry about, having them connected. You can set your phone on a table and you can walk about in your part. You're not tethered to your phone while it's connected to your ear. That's the whole purpose of that. So. And then they come out with some other neat stuff, wireless communication between a smartphone and a smart lock for unlocking doors. You got portable wireless speakers that you can transmit your music right through. It's pretty cool. You got intercoms. You have streaming of audio through headphones. Got streaming data connected by Bluetooth-enabled fitness devices. So yeah, so when you're doing your fitness stuff, that's all becoming popular now. Now you have your Bluetooth in your watch, and it can connect to your phone, and it has all the sensors in it. So here, starting back in, I forgot about the communication stuff here too. Mouse, keyboard, and printer also has some Bluetooth stuff in it too. So you can connect that stuff like that. Now, Bluetooth started with version 1.0, just like cell phones started with generation 1, I think. Was there a generation 1 technology for wireless phones? I don't know. Or did they just start right off at 2G, second generation? So I don't know. I think first generation was analog. Yeah, I think first generation was analog, and then it went to second generation, which when they went to the very slow stuff, the GPRS and all that stuff. And Edge, yeah, GPRS and Edge, I think the really ancient old wireless stuff there. So yeah. So 1.0 had many problems, and it had a lot of bugs. That's what you try to do, get the bugs out of it. Yeah, that's what Skunk Mobile's doing now, trying to get the bugs out of their wireless network so it works right. Yeah, that's right. Skunk Ape's going to get you. So their products interoperable is the problem. Trying to get it, they make several different versions and they wasn't working with each other. The key for Bluetooth is it's got to be interoperable. So it's got to work with each other. No matter what brand, you get a Samsung brand, this brand, that brand, it's all got to work together. If it doesn't, you're screwed. So they had mandatory Bluetooth hardware devices, transmission, and connecting the process, rendering anonymity impossible. So yeah, they had it set up so that they had a distinct version so that you can't just roguely connect a device without it being labeled and have a number to it, kind of like a MAC address number. You know, it had a specific identifying number. So you can't just have rogue stuff just connecting and, you know, because then you got security concerns and all that stuff. Then 1.1 had this edit here, fixing the errors, signal strength indicator. 1.2 come out, had a faster connection, and then they had adaptive frequency hopping spread spectrum, so they just made it more efficient. Improves resistance to radio frequency interference. Yeah, because Wi-Fi is interference to Bluetooth, for sure, by avoiding the use of crowded frequencies in the hopping sequence. So it's made it a lot better. Higher transmission speeds, up to 721 kilobits. Woo! So as you see in the early days, it was very, very slow. And then extended synchronous connections came out to help it out. And then retransmissions of corrupted packets and may optionally increase audio latency, better provide concurrent data streams. Then you got the host controller interface came out. So, of course, I'm not going to explain all these little terms in here because we'd be here for hours doing that. So, all right, then we have Bluetooth 2.0 come out, and that's with the EDR, which stands for Enhanced Data Rate. So, it's another core specification released that came out in 2005. The main difference here is faster data speeds, up to 3 megabits per second. Now we're cooking. Now we're doing good. And it's a shame that Skunk Mobile still has some sites that are putting out 3 megabits per second on downloads on LTE and fake 5G, fake standalone 5G. Yeah, they had that in there. Oh, no, 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 no. Get away, get away, get away, get away. Don't attack me for saying that. Oh, there's Skunky's coming after me again there. All right, so specifications published on Bluetooth, which implies EDR is an optional feature, so it wasn't like mandatory. And then you have 2.1 came out, which is another update, July 2007. Secure simple pairing came out. Yeah. So pairing was a problem, so they fixed that. If you don't have secure pairing, then anybody can. I mean, can you imagine somebody just connect to your phone and then have full access to it? There was a lot of security updates that come out too for that because it was having a hard time. Always security updates. It's a never-ending story because there's always hackers trying to hack in stuff. 2.1 also allows various other improvements, including extended inquiry response, which does filtering of devices before connection. Then 3.0 came out, and then you had the HS protocol, and then 24 megabits per second. Wow. Now we're cooking. Now the speeds are getting faster. Bluetooth link is used for negotiation and establishment of a high data rate. Traffic is carried over a co-located 802.11 link. Okay. So I guess it's kind of using a little extra bandwidth from Wi-Fi to do that. So, yep. See here, 802.11. That's Wi-Fi. That's what that did. And then, of course, you have all these new enhanced modes come out to do all this stuff here, too. You got L2, CAP. Oh, gosh. There's just a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to bore you with all this stuff. We're just going to skip over to the most important stuff. Ultra wideband. Here we go. High-speed feature of Bluetooth 3.0 was originally intended for ultra wideband, but the Wi-Fi or Y-Media Alliance, the body responsible for the flavor of ultra wideband intended for Bluetooth, announced 2009 it was disbanding, and ultimately ultra wideband was omitted from the core 3.0 specification. Wow. So they took that out. March 16, they announced they was entering technology transferred all current specs for future high speed, special interest group, promoter group. Wow, it's just a lot of stuff here. October 2009, Bluetooth special interest group suspended development. Yeah, you just said that. And of course, when we hear ultra wideband, we're thinking of 5G millimeter wave ultra wideband. That's what Verizon has labeled their stuff. This ultra wideband is just a term they came out with, but they was trying to do an ultra wideband of Bluetooth, but just didn't work out because you're very limited because the technology and the frequencies and the crowdedness of it. That's why Bluetooth hasn't really taken off too good. Although there's some new stuff coming, I'm going to show you here in a minute. Bluetooth 4.0 came out with Bluetooth low energy. So basically, it has low energy. So basically, it's let me get to the point here. So it has very low power. So when it uses low power and it's still just as efficient, then you get better battery life because Bluetooth devices are very small. It's got a little tiny battery in it, and you don't want your headset to go dead after an hour talking on the phone. So that's what they did. So this new technology is able to let your device go a little bit longer. You get still the same amount of range and speeds, but use less juice. Because you got to have a lot of juice. Can't wait to see what graphene batteries does for Bluetooth devices in the future. It's going to really, really make it so much better. All right, here's all kinds of more big words. I guess I didn't cut out enough of this big word stuff here. Bluetooth is complicated. I didn't realize how complicated it was until I started checking all this out. Just talking about making the chips, all that stuff. Oh, here we go. Now we're at Bluetooth 4.1. They did adoption, software update, and it's not a hardware update, it's a software update. So it adds some new features. Mobile wireless service coexistence signaling, train nudging, and generalized interlacing scanning. Yeah, I don't even know what all this stuff means. Low duty cycle directed advertising, L2 CAP, connection orientated and dedicated channels, dual mode and topology. Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's really good for, but for me and you as a consumer, it's not that important. It's probably more for Internet of Things devices, stuff like that. Bluetooth 4.2 come out in 2014. Here we go. Now we're talking Internet of Things devices, IoT. The low energy secure connection data packet, extended scanner filter policies, IPSP version 6, Bluetooth smart things. So this is helping with connecting things to your house. Older Bluetooth hardware may receive 4.2 features. Bluetooth 5, the Bluetooth SIG released Bluetooth 5 and 6. Focus on Internet of Things, of course. Sony was the first to announce Bluetooth 5.0 on their Xperia XZ Premium phone in 2017. Samsung Galaxy 8 launched Bluetooth 5. iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and iPhone 10 launched with Bluetooth 5. Apple also integrated Bluetooth 5 in its new HomePod, offering released February 9th, 2018. So there we go. As you see, it's just going on and on and on. Bluetooth 5 provides for Bluetooth low energy options that can double the speeds, 2 megabits burst at the expense of range, or to fourfold the range at the expense of data. So it can change. It's adjusting. So you get a little burst of extra speed if you're close by the device. And then here, Bluetooth 5 adds some more goodies here. Look at that. Slot availability mask, which I don't even know what that does. 2 megabits of PHY for LE. High duty cycle. LE channel selection algorithm, higher output power in certain devices. Bluetooth 5.1 came out in January 2019. Here's the new things with it. Angle of arrival and angle of departure, which are used for location and tracking of devices. That's right, people. Coming up soon, if you leave your headset on the table and you walk out the door, you'll be able to use your phone to track where your headset is laying. It'll actually help you find it. Pretty cool. Advertising channel index, minor enhancement, batch 1, sleep clock x-ray. Let's see, I'm just looking for stuff that's important to consumers. Nothing. Specify the behavior when rules are violated. There we go. Oh, then we got mesh coming out, because you know we got mesh networks for Wi-Fi. Well, guess what? The mesh network protocols are coming out for Bluetooth, so you can have different devices. You can have them in a warehouse. All the Bluetooth devices can be like connected to each other and relay temperature, like temperature sensors and all kinds of stuff. So it can use that stuff that doesn't need a lot of high speed just for simple stuff like that, versus and leave the Wi-Fi for all the stuff that needs high data demand, low pings and all that kind of stuff. So that's what this is. This kind of technology is going to free up stuff on Wi-Fi so it doesn't bog the system down as much. So it has its own specific use. Bluetooth 5.2, December 2019. So that's just recently. So this is a new when it's out coming. And here's some new stuff that's coming out with it. At CES in Las Vegas in 2020, I actually saw the booth on this. I actually checked it out. It was pretty cool. There's a new thing coming out that's called LE audio, low energy audio. It will run on the Bluetooth low energy radio, lowering the battery consumption, allow the protocol to carry sound, and add features such as one set of headphones connecting to multiple audio sources or multiple headphones connecting to one source. It also uses the new LC3 codec. BLE is Bluetooth low energy audio. Will also add support for hearing aids. So actually, yeah, this new Bluetooth standard would be actually put in hearing aids as well. So if you're wearing hearing aids, you don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to take your hearing aids out and stick in other devices in to do stuff with. So now you can have your hearing aids in and connect to all kinds of different devices, connect to your phone, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, so that is a very, very good thing. Have enhanced attribute protocol, improved version of the attribute protocol, which I don't know all that stuff. Let's see. Maybe we'll get some good stuff that's really important to the consumers. Any Bluetooth device in discoverable mode transmits the following information: device name, device class, list of services, technical information, device features, manufacturer, Bluetooth specification used, clock offset. Any device may perform an inquiry to find other devices to connect to, and any device can be configured to respond to such inquiries. However, if the device trying to connect knows the address of the device, it's always respond direct connection request and transmits the information shown in the list above is requested. Use of a device service may require pairing or accepting by its owner, but the connection itself can be initiated by any device and held until it goes out of range. Some devices can be connected to only one device at a time, and connecting to them prevents them from connecting to other devices, and pairing in inquiries until they disconnect from another device. Every device has a unique 48-bit address. So there's your identifier that I was talking about earlier. These addresses are generally not shown in inquiries. Instead, friendly Bluetooth names are used instead. So when you're trying to connect something, it'll have the name, like it'll say Ricky's iPhone or whatever like that, then instead of the actual number. Most cellular phones have Bluetooth names set up in it. Most cellular phones, laptops. This can be confusing. As an example, there's several cell phones in range named T610 bluejacking. That's when you hijack somebody's Bluetooth connection. So I don't think that's as common as what most people you see on movies all the time. They walk up and they hold their phone next to your phone, and then they hijack your phone, and then they can see everything. Yeah, that technology's out there, but only like CIA and stuff like that has that. So I don't think you have to worry about anybody else doing that. Then you got your pairing and bonding. So that's what you got to do. You got to set up in pairing mode so you can connect each device so that that'll work together. Many services offer Bluetooth can expose private data. So I could talk another hour on security stuff here, but I'm not going to talk an hour on security stuff. So, but they have encryption. So Bluetooth has encryption, so it protects everybody, and there's updates that comes out on that too. So the radio versions in Bluetooth. There's two different types. There's the Bluetooth Low Energy and the Bluetooth Classic. So each one has a specific need. Here's your channel differences. The Bluetooth Low Energy has only 40 channels with 2 megahertz spacing. The Bluetooth Classic with the EDR has 79 channels with 1 megahertz spacing. So you got two different systems depending on what you're doing. The Bluetooth Low Energy, of course, is the newer one of them. Here's the mesh part that I was talking about. This is where it can connect with different things for like in buildings and industrial settings and all that kind of stuff. It's used for establishing many-to-many device communications. The mesh also available on Bluetooth LE enables the creation of large-scale device networks and is ideally suited for control, monitoring, and automation systems. Tongue twister there. Systems where tens, hundreds, thousands of devices need to reliably secure and communicate with each other. So we got that going on. And then, of course, what determines Bluetooth range? Well, we know it's on a microwave frequency, and it's very low power, so it doesn't go that far. 30 feet, depends on the device. Then we got the Internet of Things for everyone. Why do internet industry leaders turn to Bluetooth? 100% of phones will have it. 100% of new tablets will have it. 100% of new laptops will have it. So Bluetooth is like in everything just coming out now. Here's some examples of stuff. You got connected devices like phones. You got audio and entertainment, smart buildings, smart homes, smart cities, smart industry, automotives. Smart. That's what it is. Everything's going to be smart. Well, that's good. Here's some examples of all this. Phones, tablets, laptops. So you can do music, connect to your car so your hands free in your car. You can do your music from your phone straight to your car, all that kind of stuff. Smart buildings, turns the lights on and off, has sensors, smart industry, smart city. Here's a smart home. 2.1 billion shipments of Bluetooth phones and tablets and PCs by 2024. Isn't that just amazing? 2.1 billion shipments is going to be coming up. That's just amazing. All right. So we have audio streaming, data transfer, location services, and device networks that you can do also with this new Bluetooth stuff. Audio streaming. Yeah, here's the most important thing. And good news for everybody out there with this new version. Audio streaming is going to get better. The quality is going to be better. You know they're taking away our 3.5 millimeter jacks, and everybody's mad about it. Oh, well, because the Bluetooth is just not good enough. Well, guess what? LE Audio will make your music and audio almost as good as the wire. Actually, in some cases, probably be better than the wire. So hang on with this new standard coming out. It's going to be really awesome. It's the next generation of Bluetooth audio. LE Audio will enhance the performance of Bluetooth audio with support for hearing aids, introduce audio sharing, new Bluetooth use case with the potential to once again change the way we experience audio and connect to the world. As you saw in the Samsung Unpacked video, you know those the Samsung buds, the earbuds that they come out with. They showed that in the example, that you can have one person listen to stuff, and you can tap something on your phone, it sends it to the second person, and you can share your music with the person right next to you. It's pretty cool. And the same thing with speakers. You can actually share it to multiple speakers. You can get these little Bluetooth speakers, and you can put like 15, 20 of them in a whole room, connect your phone to it, and it'll broadcast to all of them at the same time. And you can have your own private concert. DJs can use this. They can be able to set up their stuff quicker and faster and easier. So that's pretty good stuff there. And here's the use cases here: wireless headsets, wireless speakers, in-car systems. 38% of wireless headphones shipped annually will be truly wireless earbuds by 2024. 9 out of 10 speakers include Bluetooth technology. So that's coming too. 2/3 of all cars on the road by 2024 will use Bluetooth technology. That's right, friends. Bluetooth is coming out really good. Here's your location tab here. Key uses for it: point of interest information, item finding. Yeah, see, find your keys. You could put like a little Bluetooth thing, a tag on your keys, and it's connected to your phone, and you can find it. Asset tracking. So I know you already have GPS tracking, but can you imagine just using Bluetooth to do it? It's pretty cool. Wayfinding. You can find your way around the airports and stuff like that. It can guide you where you need to go. Because remember, always GPS ain't always available, because GPS is from satellites. Satellites can't always penetrate buildings. So if you're in a building, you have no GPS. But guess what? If you have Bluetooth transmitters located throughout the building, and it connects to your phone, then the phone knows where those are, and it locates it on a map. And then you could be walking around, and it'll actually navigate you. Say, okay, I want to go to the restaurant in this mall, but there's no satellite service inside, so you can't get a Bluetooth. So it uses these things, and it will route you there and get you there. So it's pretty cool stuff. 1.8 billion Bluetooth-enabled handsets will be actively engaged in location services by 2024. Some people probably are a little upset about that. They don't want to be tracked, and they're afraid the government's going to spy on you and all that. It's just a never-ending story. So there's going to be some people who don't want any of this technology, and there's a lot of people that's going to like go crazy over the technology. So depends on which type of person you are. 4 times the growth in annual shipments of Bluetooth location services by 2024. The data transfer, connecting a world free of wires, from household appliances, fitness trackers, to health sensors, medical innovations. Bluetooth connects billions of everyday devices and enables the invention of countless more. Amazing. So here, yeah, we just talked about this. Yeah, sports and fitness stuff, PC peripherals and accessories, health and wellness. It's going to help the medical field. 1.14 billion annual shipments of Bluetooth connected devices by 2024. Crazy. Enhancing Bluetooth location services with direction finding. So direction finding software is coming out for Bluetooth. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is the one for networking. Yeah, so this is for networks. Control, monitor, automate, innovate. So factories are going to be using more Bluetooth technology to automate all their systems and everything. Control systems, monitoring systems, automation systems. 892 million Bluetooth devices, network devices will ship annually by 2024. That just blows my mind, the numbers on there. Yep. Then we got, oh yeah, here we go. Here's LE audio. This is talking a little bit more about the LE audio. You got the classic audio, which is the old way. LE audio is the new way. The LE audio will be using a new codec, or compression. That's what it is. It's basically a compression algorithm to compress the audio, send it over the airwaves, and then uncompress it, and then it's fully the way it was. So it's basically what your cell phone does. It captures your voice, sends it across, and then undoes it, and then sends it across the speakers. That's basically what it does. But it's called Low Complexity Communications Codec, LC3, providing high quality and even low data rates. LC3 will bring tremendous flexibility to developers, allowing them to make better design trade-offs between key products attributes such as audio quality and power consumption. Talking about 50% lower bit rate and still get the same quality of service. Also, LE audio is multi-stream, as we said. So multi-stream is different devices. LE audio is broadcast, so you can broadcast yourself out there. Broadcast is audio sharing. So there you go. And then last thing we're talking about is the hands or the Bluetooth profiles. Now look at this. There's 36 different profiles in here that they've made over the years, all the way up to 5.2 version. And I'm not going to sit here and bore you with all these. So if you want to do more research on these profiles and see how they work for you, you can check it out at wikipedia.org and just go to Bluetooth profiles. But here we go. We got advanced audio distribution profile. See, they got the, so when you're doing your phone specs also, remember what I showed you on Phone Scoop? You do your phone specs. It's in letters, A2DP. It's like, okay, what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. Well, you can actually look in the glossary on Phone Scoop and look all these up, or you can come here and look it up and see which one's important. So if your device that you need to do Bluetooth with has to have a certain profile, then you can actually verify it before you buy your phone. So you got attribute profile, audio, video, remote control profile, basic imaging, basic printing, common ISDN, cordless telephone, device ID, dial-up networking, fax profile, FTP, which is file transfer protocol. That's for like sending data files. Generic audio video distribution, generic access profile, generic attribute profile, generic object, just on and on and on and on. I'm not going to read all these to you guys. There's none of them more important than pretty much the hands-free human. Yeah, it's the human interface device. All right, here it is, number 18, hands-free profile. That's the most important one for you guys because that goes with the Bluetooth headsets. So that's what that is. And all this other stuff has just certain things that it needs to do. And of course, when you click on each one, it goes to each one and explains each one of these in detail. It even tells you which Bluetooth version it came with and everything. So this is like information and information and information. See, look at this. It even shows you all the phones in here. It shows you the phones, devices, all that, all that, all that. So, of course, I could go on here for hours and hours and hours, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I just want to give you guys a glimpse of what's changing, what Bluetooth has done from the past, coming out into the future, and how things are going. So that's it for this video here. I know I'm looking at the time, it's 43 minutes. I'm trying to keep it a lot shorter and quicker. Hopefully this file will be able to be small enough so that I can turn around and then re-upload it to YouTube and then put this video out here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stand by for more videos. Thank you for doing that poll on Twitter. 50% of you likes videos, 50% of you likes live streams. I'm going to try to make it happen for both crowds. Although I'm not very good at video stuff, I'm used to the interaction stuff. So just bear with me. This is not the easy thing for me to do because the live stream is what my specialty is. I got my green screen coming. The postal service is all delayed. One of my other packages they shipped 2 weeks ago is lost. They don't even know where it is. I don't know if I'm going to ever get it. So they're going to have to refund my money back on that. So it's just a mess. The USPS is a failure right now. It's just crazy. So, but when the green screen comes, whenever it does, then you'll know because I'll have that up in the back. You don't have to see a dark behind me. You'll see a nice bright scenery in the background. It'll make my videos and live streams look a lot better. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. and we'll see ya on the next video coming tomorrow. Good night.